And as soon as that one kicks in, hopefully, we will. Hey, good morning, my friends. How are you? There we go. Perfect. Okay, we should be good to go. Good morning, my friends. How are you? Well, welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic with me, Mike Avery, here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. Here once again to record this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show. And here in just a few minutes, I will tell you who's coming up on the show. Hey, Cliff, good morning. How are you? Bruce, nice to have you along with us. I do appreciate it. Randy, thanks for joining me on this edition of Behind the Mic. Charles, how are you this morning? Appreciate you being along. We got some friends over on Instagram this morning as well. Jerry's with us. Eric's with us. Justin, good morning, Jerry. You're not used to seeing me on Instagram, are you? I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. Uncle Johnny, how you doing, my brother? My brother? Mike, another brother. Hey, Brent, how you doing, my friend? Got to get you out on the boat. Got to get a boat first. Still waiting on it. Joel, hey, Craig, how's the fishing? Tell me it's good just to rub it in, will you? John, Robert, Josh Mapes, the guy who is responsible for more coyotes dying than anybody I know, I think. Hello, Dave. Bear Slayer. It'll be a while before I get up there slaying those bears. But I am looking forward to it, certainly for sure. If you have not joined us before, my name is Mike Avery. I'm here in the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. Outdoor Magazine radio is, oh man, Andy is 58 years old and he hit his first deer. How did you avoid them for that long? Well, in theory, last I heard, it was still sitting there in the parking lot with shrink wrap on it. Anyway, the Outdoor Magazine radio show is heard on 33 stations across the state of Michigan. I also do a podcast version of the show, but radio is the primary gig with a lot of social media as well. Oh, Mike, how are you? Mike is watching us over on Instagram this morning. I don't routinely go live to Instagram just because it's a little bit of a different process, a little bit of a hassle, but every once in a while I like to. Hey, Johnny Bowler, the Bear Whisperer. He said he's working this morning in the remote wilds of the UP, doesn't have great cell service. I hope to be, plan to be bear hunting with Johnny in September for the third season this year. Do not forget, check your P.O. box. I will. Well, I haven't for a while. Andy, I haven't for a while, but I will. Probably today, in fact. So thank you. You as well, Julie. Mickey, how are you this morning? What was I talking about? Memorial weekend. Not this weekend, of course, isn't Memorial weekend, but next weekend already is Memorial weekend. How did that happen? Mickey, good morning. How are you? Going to jump back over to Instagram again. See, I don't think, no, I can't. What I would like to do, yeah, see, even on Instagram, the comments that I'm posting, you're seeing from Facebook or YouTube. Instagram does not allow me to post your comments directly yet. Hopefully, it's something they're working on. Tommy, good morning. Congrats again on that beautiful bird. The Michigan turkey season does continue on through the end of the month. Guess what's on my mind? End of the month. And there's still some very good hunting yet. By the way, if you get a bird or a nice fish or whatever, I don't have a discount code. Mike says, what is your discount code for MUCC? Actually, I think I probably do. I don't use it anymore, though. I had a discount code for MUCC to join, but the cost of $35, I thought MUCC can use that $35, so I quit using the discount code. I do have discount codes, though, for Rapid River Knives. Use the promo code Avery10 to get 10% off on your Rapid River knife. Or at Michigan Brand Meats, go to michiganbrand.net, michiganbrand.net, use the promo code Mike20, you get 20% off. Good morning, Jim. How are you? Tim, better late than never. James, your bear video was very cool. Thank you for sharing it with me. I appreciate it. You know what's interesting though, James? the video that you gave me that I shared on Facebook, I put it over on TikTok, and TikTok banned it. TikTok also now has banned another video of my grandson Carter on the trap shooting range. They said it violated their community standards. Captain Mark, good morning. How are you? I will talk more about that during the show, but they said it illustrated unsafe gun handling procedures. Well, for one thing, TikTok wouldn't know safe gun handling procedures if it came up and bit them in the ass. But they banned it because they thought it was unsafe. Here's a guy who knows safe gun handling procedures. He's standing there in the doorway. He's going to come in right now. TikTok is targeting me, I think. You can put fishing videos, but you can't put hunting videos. Look at him sneak in here. Look at him sneak in. Boom, there he is.
I can't touch my gun, though.
Okay, we did. No, because it would be unsafe, safe gun handling. Art Lewis, broadcasting icon, member of the Michigan Broadcasting Hall of Fame. You can hear him every day on WSTW AM and FM, 790 AM, 100.5 FM. And if you want to meet the guy in person, I think he's going to be at the golf outing coming up Monday, July 29th at the West Branch Country Club, where we are raising money for MUCC's youth camp.
I just found a Rapid River knife.
Yeah, well, it's not just floating around. You're going to have to fight me to get it. Mike Myers is over on Instagram.
Yeah.
All right, Art, have a good show. Have a good day. We will be on with Art next week, next Tuesday, by the way. I will be on with him. Steve Wyndham of MUCC and Emil Rousseau of Forward Corporation will be on with Art. It's either going to be 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock next Tuesday morning to talk more about that golf outing. Go to mucc.org/golf to sign up if you want to play or if you want to sponsor the event. Brad, good morning. Vaughn, thanks for joining me on this edition of Behind the Mic. Mad Jack, always a pleasure. Steve, how you doing, buddy? Have you been out fishing, Steve? I bet you have. As I look at the Instagram feed, it is slightly behind the rest of them. John. All right, I got to get my glasses out here. I might have to end up wearing, let's see. One time you put in for a chance-only elk point by mistake. The licensed dealer let me fix it to any elk. You may be able to change your bull only to any elk. Yeah, okay. David, good morning. How are you? Jordan, nice to have you along with us. Interesting. I didn't know you could go in and alter your application after you made it. And what John is talking about is applying for your Michigan bear or elk tags. May is the time of year to do that. I think the deadline is June 1st or end of May 31st. And they will announce the winners. They will announce the successful applicants on June 22nd. Hey, Ross, it's Skinny Ross, by the way. Nice limit on Friday. I'm still waiting on my boat. Tim asked an interesting question. Anybody seeing any fawns yet? Let me jump over to Instagram, see who's with us. The same group along with us. Thank you. Appreciate that. Ed Bolanowski. Good morning, Ed. Tommy, your daughter, you got the cutest little daughter. She's just a doll. Thank you, Tommy. Tell her I said hello. Steve, good morning. How are you? All right. Speaking of fawns, let me tell you who's on the Outdoor Magazine radio show this week. Jason Horton of the Michigan Bow Fishing Association is my first guest. And then Brad Dupuis of Angler Quest Boats, Mr. Angler Quest. I just did an Angler Quest podcast with Brad, getting an update on where he stands about getting his line of Angler Quest boats, QUEST, Angler Quest boats, to the market. But I thought it'd be good for a radio follow-up as well. So he joins me at the end of the first hour. In the second hour of this week's show, a guy you may have heard of. His name is Fred Gugent? No, it's Ted Gugent. Ted Nugent. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Ted Nugent's on the second hour with me this week. And then Chad Fedowa from the Michigan DNR talking about fawns and why you should never, ever, 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 ever pick up a fawn. There's no reason to. I don't care if you see a car hit a doe in front of you and she gives birth in the road in front of you. Don't pick it up. And then this week's Ask Avery question, which I think is a very interesting one, sent in by a listener who says, hey, Mike, James Riley says, hey, Mike, the DNR will let you keep a roadkill deer, but what if you hit a wolf, a moose, an elk, or a bear, or a cougar even? Well, and then in the third hour, Craig Plowman, who told me Lance was talking about fish and worms. I called Lance. He says, I'm not talking about fish and worms. I said, Plowman's pulling my leg. Anyway, Lance is on the show, and he's not talking about worm fishing. We wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner. Craig says he loved the AQ podcast. Yeah, finally got him back on. Jim says a neighbor found one here in Mecosta County, a fawn, that is. I got a how did I get the news? I talked to the right person on the right day. Interesting. John says, why on the bear application it only lets me apply for a point for Red Oak? I have 9 points already. John, I don't know the answer to that, because you should have the option of applying for a tag or a point. I don't know the answer to that. Zach's headed up north of Newberry to go steelhead fishing. Take your Thermacell Michigan Moon with you. Dave said he had in his food plot a new fawn. The next day, a coyote was checking the area. Craig, Lance absolutely denies that. He said he was never talking about fish and worms. So I'm going to find out. One of you guys is pulling my leg. Let me jump over to Instagram, see how that feed looks. Diane's with us over on Instagram. Strebich Mark is with us over on Instagram. Good morning, Mark. Mike, how are you? Yeah, bring you back up. Got your son his first bird this morning and got him to school on time. Mike, would you, if you want me to share that picture, I'd love to. Send me an email to Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com, Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Use the hashtag in there, Forward Fuels Tradition. If you forget to do that, I will add that hashtag, and each month the folks from Forward will pick a winner of the posts that show a kid in the outdoors, and the kid or the family gets a $50 gift certificate to the Forward convenience stores. No kidding, Andy. Make sure he only drinks decaf. See, that's why I haven't had Uncle Ted on the show for a while, but one of the reasons I like having him is they say, hey, Ted, how you doing? Welcome back to the show. And then I just sit back. And then I drink coffee for the next 12 minutes while he fills the segment, and fills it very well. Kevin is checking in from the Turkey Woods, where he says it's pretty quiet this morning. Jordan, given the fact that we have a record and increasing black bear population, there should be higher tag issuance or lower point restrictions, or dare I say a spring season. Jordan, I could not agree with you more. And I think that's one of the things the DMI, the Deer Management Initiative, should be pushing for. We should have more bear tags in Michigan to keep the population down. Unfortunately, it's my understanding that one of the reasons why we have fewer bear tags, again, is because, and it goes back to the no coyote hunting during the springtime now. We have some very effective, no, same one. Tommy's got yolks. Michelle, good morning. How are you? Martin, good morning. St. Clair River, the fishing's really good right now, Kevin says. Craig says, maybe I dreamed that. Maybe you did dream that. If I had that dream, it would be a nightmare. Craig, Ed says, well, maybe Lance said the best way to fish worms is to leave them at the bait shop. You guys are pulling my leg. Hello, Jay. Mike's coming down to fish with Captain Paul tomorrow. Saw bull moose west of Marquette this morning. Very cool. The kingfishing on the west side of the state that I know out of Manistee is on fire right now. Early season kings. Craig said he had a Facebook Live on how to tie your own crawler harnesses. Well, that's not exactly. He was talking about fishing crawlers. Cap, you have a good day as well. Yeah, ask Nugent about the vegans. He'll fill the hour. The UP did make that recommendation. Our final report will be submitted by the 24th of this month. Now, Jordan, help me out. Who does that report get submitted to? Does that get submitted to DNR or NRC? I am unclear on that. Scott Hand, good morning, buddy. How are you? Excellent. Scott Hand said the Walleye for Warriors has reached their boat captain number they were looking for. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you, Scott, for working so hard to make this event a success. June 8th and 9th at the Linwood Beach Marina on beautiful Saginaw Bay. Good morning, Mitchell. How are you? Jordan says both. It will be submitted to DNR and NRC. Of course, the NRC will look at it and go, how can we do this and not offend the non-hunters? That's what the NRC will do. Let's see. I'm a member of the NRC. Is my job to make sure that wildlife management in Michigan is done according to sound scientific wildlife practices? Or is our job as the NRC, is my job just to make sure we don't offend anybody? I'm going to get in trouble for that statement, but that's the way I feel right now. And I never used to have a problem with the NRC until recently. Good point, Cliff. Remember, now until December 31st, you can get tax breaks on gun locks and safes, which a gun lock, it doesn't add up to much. But if you don't have to pay sales tax on a $2,000 gun safe. Did I check my Facebook Messenger this morning? No. But I have a feeling you have news for me, so I'm going to check it right now. Oh, thank you, Lord. You just made my day. Gene, you just made my day. My Angler Quest is in the shop right now. They've got one of the new tubes done. They're working on it. Thank you. Thank you, Gene. I cannot thank you enough. Jordan, I think you'd be an excellent choice. Jordan says he'll be throwing his hat in next time the NRC is open. I think you'd be a wonderful choice. Good morning, Matt. How are you? Oh my gosh. I am so excited right now. My Angler Quest is in the shop right now getting the tubes replaced. I'm going to be on the water soon, baby. Sherry checking in from Poseyville. Andy says, any appointed board, especially by this administration, is a cesspool. Surrounded by yotes in the middle, in the dark. Isn't that an eerie feeling? Oh, it's getting late here, isn't it, Charlie?
You have 3 minutes.
Gene says the center tube and the port tube is out and working on the center tube. Thank you, Gene. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then thank you again. Excellent. Nothing, Jim. But it had the old tubes on it. So they wanted to replace it and put the new tubes on. And it's in the shop right now getting work done. Thank you, Gene. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, let me get out of that. Let me jump over to Instagram one more time. Michigan Outdoor Obsession is with us over on Instagram. Good morning. How are you? Dave, good morning. Diane agrees with me about the NRC. Blind Luck is along with us. My boat is in the shop getting the new tubes put on. It's getting worked on right now. There, go buy your license, Art. And don't get that one-day senior license. Don't cheap out on us. I can smell the bay water right now. Scott says registration for Walleye for Warriors veterans is closed. We are full. We are full. Oh, that's right, Charles. Thank you. It's the opening day of Pike and Walleye now in the Yoop. I forgot about that. Pike and Walleye. I'll mention that. Pike and Walleye seasons now open in the Yoop. Da Yoop. Pike, Walleye, Yoop. Hey, Scott Hand, did you hear me talking about Gene? Sent me a picture of my Angler Quest. It's in the shop right now at Apex Marine getting the new tubes put on it. Okay, Marty. Scott, help Marty out here, please. Marty said, I registered for Walleye for Warriors, but I'm a little intimidated with 100 boats going out of Linwood Beach at the same time. Scott, can you respond to that, please? Marty, I understand your concern. That makes thank you, Gene. That makes complete sense, Marty. I get that. But everybody there is very courteous. When you go out of the marina, it's a no wake zone. It's I don't want to say it's highly regulated, but it's a process. It's a well-oiled process. It's like a machine that's been well oiled. And Charlie, first you tell me 3 minutes, and now you tell me. Charlie. All right. In just a second here, I'm going to have to change my focus. I'm not going to be able to directly interact with you or talk with you or answer your questions because I got to do a radio show, the Outdoor Magazine show. But I'll be back tonight. Blast off. But I will be back tonight at 7 o'clock for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. I hope you can join me then. Hey, feel free to stick around if you want as I record this first segment of the radio show. It'll be the same audio that you'll hear on the radio show this weekend. But if you watch me record it, feel free. If you can't stick around, I understand. I hope you have a great day. And I hope you can join me again tonight at 7 o'clock for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. My name is Mike Avery. This show is called Outdoor Magazine. My website is MikeAveryOutdoors.com. My email address is Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. I would love to hear from you. Scott says, Marty, we only go out and come in under slow speed, no wake, no problem getting out or getting in. Thank you, Scott. Well, thank you, Ken Hunter, for that introduction, and welcome to another edition of the Outdoor Magazine radio show right here on the Outdoor Magazine radio network on more than 30 radio stations across the great state of Michigan. And so glad to be back with you once again to talk about the outdoors, the history and tradition of the outdoor lifestyle right here in the great state of Michigan. We talk about hunting and fishing and shooting and trapping and wildlife issues and conservation issues and even some wild game cooking. We talk about the outdoors. I talk about the outdoors with guests. I don't sit here and talk 3 hours by myself. We talk about it because it's a big part of who we are. And by we, what is we? Well, we could be who we as Michiganders. You know, this is a big outdoor state. I say we in my family. It's a family tradition for us. I never knew my great granddad, but I knew my grandpa, and he hunted and fished. Obviously, I knew my dad, and he hunted and fished, and he's the guy who taught me how to hunt and fish. I love to hunt and fish. My son, James, loves to hunt and fish, and he's better at it than I am. And my grandkids now love to hunt and fish. So it is part of our family tradition, and it's part of our Michigan tradition. And that's why I'm able to sit here every week for 3 hours and talk about it. Can you believe that next weekend is Memorial Weekend already? I know, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Where does the time go? It seems like it was just March 1st, and now it's Memorial Weekend coming up already. Do you have plans? If not, it might not be too late to make those plans. I would encourage you, as you look at this summertime season, to take time to make these trips, to make these memories. I don't know where you are. It doesn't matter where you are in your life, whether you're a young family just starting out, whether you're, middle age, whether you're an old person with grandkids, but this is how memories are made. It's those hunting and fishing and camping trips and those trips up north. That's what the kids are going to remember. That's what the memories are made from. They're not going to remember the fact that you spent an extra day at work or that you went into the office or into the shop on a Saturday. The kids aren't going to remember that. I know that families these days are incredibly busy, like never before. I know that you've got the kids or the grandkids involved in so many different activities, gymnastics or softball or soccer or lacrosse. And the folks who organize these sports these days really don't care about your family, free time, spare time. I mean, they're scheduling events on Mother's Day. They're scheduling events on weekends. They schedule events on Sundays. They don't care that it interferes with you going to church. They don't care. But here's a news flash for you. Your kid or grandkid is probably not going to play professional ball. Probably not going to happen. And the odds of them actually playing at a D1 school are pretty slim too. So if you think you're putting all these resources into this, that your kid's going to play professional baseball, and you're doing this at the expense of having this quality time at the lake or going up north or just having a weekend where you're not on the road running all over the state or the Midwest, slow down. Take a breath. Make those memories. And I know it's hard. I know you've got a lot going on, but take time this summer to make the memories. Well, pike and walleye season now open in the Yoop, in Dayup. I hope you're getting a chance to take advantage of that. Late turkey season is in full swing. It runs through the end of the month. And I've still got a lot of people sending me pictures of their late season birds. I love to see them. Send them to me, Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com, Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Please don't send them to me in a social media message. If you want me to share them, and I want to share them, send me an email to Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com, Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. If you have a young person involved in those pictures, hunting or fishing or, just outside, outside in the outdoors, use the hashtag #ForwardFuelsTradition. #ForwardFuelsTradition. And every month, the people from Forward will pick a winner from those pictures, and you'll get a $50 gift certificate to the Forward Corporation, to their convenience stores, to the gas stations. How cool is that? What else? My boat is almost done. In fact, by the time you hear this show, it might be done. I got new tubes put on the Angler Quest. I'm so excited to get out there on the water and then let the fishing begin. Oh, going back to turkeys. My turkey season is done, but I did get a chance to play golf the other day. I was out on the golf course. I love golf. I love golf. Love golf. I'm not very good at it, but I love it. Out on the golf course the other day in the middle of the afternoon, and a bird fires up and started gobbling. And he gobbled and gobbled and gobbled. I never saw him, but he was close. And I was fishing, golfing with my family, and I said, "There's a bird right there that if we weren't on a golf course, somebody could take him." If you get a bird that gobbles in the middle of the afternoon, that's a bird that you should be looking for if you're out hunting. Bear and elk applications here in the great state of Michigan. You have till the end of the month. Don't forget about them. I mean, that's one of those things that you can say, yeah, I've got time. And then June 1st, June 2nd rolls around. You go, oh, I never did apply. If you're of a mindset that you can't hunt, or if your schedule, or, like me last year, my daughter was getting married at the end of the summer. I knew I wasn't going to be elk or bear hunting. So I just applied for the point. That is an option. If you apply for the point, it keeps you in the system. You keep accruing those points to increase your odds of getting a tag, but you're not actually saying, I want a tag for this year. So don't forget about that option. What else? Oh, TikTok. You're saying, why is Avery talking about TikTok? I get it, right? In my job, one of my goals is to reach as many people as possible, whether it's the radio show, podcast, or social media. And I do use social media a lot. In some ways, I really like social media because, I can go live. You can go live. That's the thing about social media. You can pull your phone out and you can go live and reach an audience easily. Back when I was working in television news, if I wanted to go live, it involved about a dozen people and a live truck to do it. It was a big deal to go live. These days, I'm sitting here right now in the studio going live on my phone. But I try to take advantage of as many outlets as possible to reach as many people as possible, to promote the outdoors to as many people as possible. So I've been playing around on TikTok only because there's such a huge audience there. And at first I said, TikTok, no, I don't want any part of it, because what I knew about TikTok was people dancing to videos and it was just stupid. And I got poking around TikTok, and there's a lot of outdoor related content there as well. So I've been experimenting. So far, 2 of my videos have been banned. One of them was a dad and his daughter singing a turkey blind when a bear walked in front of them. I told you that. I told you about that one last week. I have no reason why no idea why that would be banned. The second one, just a couple of days ago now, was my grandson Carter on the trap shooting range shooting trap. TikTok banned that one. They said it violated their community standards because it showed unsafe gun handling practices. Well, for one thing, I'm quite convinced the people behind TikTok have no idea what safe gun handling practices are, and they've proven that to me, because I watched that video again, and there's absolutely nothing in there that is unsafe at all. It promotes the safe use of firearms by a kid. That's why I posted it. TikTok decided they didn't want to see it. I'm thinking TikTok might not be a friend of hunters or shooting. Now, there are a lot of fishing videos there, and I will use TikTok to the full extent I can to promote those fishing videos this summer. So who's coming up on the show this week? Jason Horton after the break. He's with the Michigan Bow Fishing Association, talking about that sport. I find it fascinating. It's kind of a cross between hunting and bow hunting and fishing. Then Mr. Angler Quest, Brad Dupuis, brings us up to date on the status of his new company, Angler Quest QUEST. In our second hour, he's scheduled. I think he'll probably show up. His name is Fred Bugent. No. It's Ted Nugent. That's who it is, Ted Nugent. Haven't talked to Uncle Ted for a while. Also, Chad Fidowa from the DNR on why you should never, ever, 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 ever pick up a fawn. Ever. Then this week's Ask Avery question. In the third hour, Sir Lancelot. Lance Valentine. Somebody told me Lance was talking about fishing with crawlers. I didn't believe it. We're going to find out. And then we'll wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner. That's all coming up this week here on the Outdoor Magazine Show. My name is Mike Avery. My website is MikeAveryOutdoors.com, MikeAveryOutdoors.com. My email address is Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. I would love to hear from you. I appreciate you being along with us this week. Lots coming up this week right here on Outdoor Magazine. All right, my friends. Thank you for joining me. I will be back tonight at 7 o'clock for Wednesday Night Live, and I hope you can join me. All right, so thank you for joining me this morning, folks, on Instagram. I will probably do more of this. I will end the live feed there, and I will end them all. All right, have a good day. Let's see. I don't want to discard it. Nope. And the rest of you, have a good day. I'll see you tonight, 7 o'clock, Wednesday Night Live.